And joining me on set this morning is President and CEO, Imagine Media International Limited, international film and TV producer director, co-founder, most importantly, co-founder of Sokafit Health and Fitness System, none other than Lisa Wickham. We are honored to have you here this morning. Welcome.
Thank you
Welcome
very
back
much.
home.
Yes, that's very correct.
So you were one of the members, I'm sure everybody knows this, but just to remind our we're very, very young viewers, you were one of the members of the TTT team where you hosted Trinidad and Tobago this morning, Community Dateline, Party Time, and part of the Ricky Tiki Show. What does it feel to be back on set? And so many more.
Well, TTT, CNMG will always be home to me. When I see members of the crew, Lubel, who this,
and they are here this morning.
Great memories. Always a pleasure to be in this studio.
It brings back memories. And when you look back at where you've come, I mean, you're continuing in those lines of success, no doubt. You've been achieving. You just came back from South Africa, and we'll get into that. How do you feel about your achievements as a woman and what you represent, especially in media?
I always say, I get that question all the time, but I always say, and it's probably controversial to say this, but I don't necessarily see myself as a woman in business, but as a person in business. I think it's important to be a role model for other young girls, and I take that very seriously, but I tend to think that when I go into a room, a boardroom or so, I enter there as a business person and not necessarily a woman expecting different treatment to anyone else in that room.
And I think that's something that we all need to, remember. Sokafit.
Yeah.
What is Sokafit and what was your experience like? 6 weeks in South Africa?
6 weeks in South Africa. So Sokafit is a health and fitness system that uses soca music and soca dance for full body workout. So 2007, you know I'm in film and television, right? So my co-founder, Sheldon Felix, came into my office and said, Lisa, we need to get into fitness. We need to do fitness programming, television programming. And, you know, I didn't like aerobics. Found it was too rigid. Always at the back of the class whining. The class I had gone to was 80% aerobics, 20% dance. Apparently it's not always like that, but that was my experience. So I said, you know, why don't we combine soca music and soca dance to provide a full body workout? To cut a long story short, we looked around to see who could be the person to carry it, because clearly I can't be that person, right? And we came up with LaShawn Prescott, who we know has been Marshall Montano's chief choreographer for years and has her own dance school and so on. And so we came up with Sokafit TV show. Lo and behold, it has exploded. We have people contacting us from Australia, from Canada. We now have classes in Australia, Canada, Guadeloupe, Martinique, and of course, South Africa. We just launched in South Africa this last month rather. It's there for the past 6 weeks. And, you know, people are just embracing it. And it's from Trinidad and Tobago. It's our music, it's our culture, it's our dance, and it's also a lovely, fun way to get fit. So, you know, we've been training coaches across Pretoria, Johannesburg, the whole Gauteng area, and we move into other parts of Africa very soon.
And what was the response like so far?
Oh, to our music.
Yes.
They love it. You know, they were saying, Lisa, this is us, this is our music, you know, this is our dance, you've come home. And yeah, they love it. Interestingly, we're getting that response across the board. So our first international coach was actually from Australia, Jamie Trahanas.
And we have
Oh, that's in South Africa. Yeah, those are the coaches being trained. 22 of them were trained by LaShawn. And, you know, they have to do a written exam. They have to do a practical exam. Yes, we have a sports scientist on board. We have medical doctors on board. We have nutritionists on board. So when they do this training, the training that we expose them to is what is soca music, what is carnival, who is Ras Shorty I, what are the genres of soca music. Then they do physiology training, anatomy training. All of this we workshopped over the past 2 years. And at the end of their period of training, they have to do a 2-hour exam and a 2.5-hour exam for the super coaches. And then they do a practical. And I'll tell you, some of them had to do the practical 3 times. Because in anything that I do, I strive for excellence. And I know people will think, oh, it's just a jump and a wave. And because of that, I said, no, this is a health and fitness system. It uses the circumduction of the waist, which is whining, waving and jumping, but it's really helping people to reach their fitness goals. And you can't take people's dreams lightly. You know, you have to be serious about people and their fitness goals. So the coaches, they go through this rigorous training and then we unleash them to the world. The beautiful thing that we observed in Africa is that beyond training coaches, we are empowering, you see a lot of women, they're men and women, but from the townships. So if you know the history of South Africa, you know there's apartheid, there was apartheid, and now it's all about empowerment. Women empowerment, especially this International Women's Week. And one of our faces of Sokafit, one of our lead instructors, coaches, she was recognized for International Women's Week, Women in Excellence of Gauteng, which is the main province in South Africa. And her main thing was about using Sokafit to empower other young women, especially in the townships. Because once they're trained now, they can go out and not just work in gyms, but because of the township structure, they can take it to townships and they can earn 10 times more than what they would have earned at a gym. You see? So we are thinking, I am thinking, you know, this is Sokafit, this is my thing doing. And then suddenly I'm thrust into empowering women halfway across the world, you know? It's amazing. It's fascinating. So I'm really excited about that. Yes, I do film and all of that, and I'm still doing film. And I'm still doing projects across the Atlantic. But just the idea of empowering people across the world through health and fitness and building our hashtag is One Fit Nation, One Fit World. So,
would you say our gyms, our local gyms and gym instructors, are they embracing this?
Yes. Well, we started here. So we have coaches, and I saw the empowerment here because we have a young coach, Tiffany Dean from South. She handles the South Central area. And she's 21, and she came, and earlier this year she said, you know, I bought a car. And she's just doing Sokafit coaching, right? She's doing the school, she's doing the gym, she's doing the corporates and so on. And we also have coaches across, you know.
So how do gyms reach? Do they contact you to train
the coaches? The coaches, people contact us. Yeah, the coaches contact us and we do the training. So we so we do the training and then they go back into. But now that I've come back from South Africa with this idea of empowering people to build even more than just going and training at the gyms. Training at the gyms is great, but I think going out into the communities and helping people with their fitness goals is a model that we can learn from, you know.
No, I know you mentioned it started because you realize that soca music, there's so much more that we can do with soca music in terms of empowering yourself and, you know, as it relates to your fitness. But what about it is different from, let's say, Zumba?
Yeah.
Or in terms of the health benefits and fitness aspect of it?
Well, there are different routes to getting fit. So I always say we're not in competition with Zumba. We are complementing Zumba. We're complementing what other fitness model that you would want to use. So for me, I am not the rigorous, you know, rigid aerobics type. I like to dance. So Sokafit is dance, which is similar to Zumba. Zumba, however, is Latin American based. This is Trinidad and Tobago based. So what the Africans told me, they said, Zumba, we dance, because they're all Zumba instructors, right? So they're like, do you dance with here and with there? It's your feet and your shoulders. With Sokafit, you move the waist, and that is like us. That is Africa, you know? So I think that's one of the differences. But I think the other thing is that we have the exams. Yeah, you must pass your exam. You must do. People come to us and say, "Oh, we did a bit of anatomy." We say, "No, you didn't do our anatomy."
Well, explain to me the difference in terms of that,
The exam itself?
Yes.
That is as opposed to what we normally would learn.
Right. So we have, now I'm not a scientist. I always make the disclaimer, right? Our sports scientist, Marissa Gibson Bailey, she studied in Cuba for 5 years, 6 months in Cuba. She's a trained sports scientist, exercise physiologist. And what she looks at is, in addition to exposing them to the systems, the 10 systems, and, you know, the physiology of the body and understanding what to do with someone who has asthma or what to do with someone who has injuries, she also breaks down the moves and says, by the way, all our moves are named. And when we realized this is a tourism product, we started naming it after places of Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
Yes, so we have the Buko Bongs, we have the Plymouth Pushback, we have the Sando, the Maracas Ripple.
I've never heard of that.
You know, you have to come out. You can come and experience one of the classes, right? So what she does in the training is she breaks down the moves and she explains the impact of Sokafit on various parts of the body. So when you do the call and you're working out your feet area and your upper body by jumping, she breaks it down. So that's what she does in terms of timing. So my colleague, who is the head of Sokafit Africa, she said, can we just get a biology teacher to just come and do the science part? And I said, well, you know, Marissa understands soca music, but she also understands the impact of the movement on the body. And that's the training that we do. So it's not, again, just run out, jump, wave. I think that's the difference, that the coaches understand it's a full body workout and how to create that movement. We also have something called the Sokafit Body Morph as well, you know, and I'm not doing it as a pitch or anything, but just to understand in terms, again, there's a lot of women go after fitness, and we're talking about women. And what I observe is that beyond achieving their fitness goals of losing inches and losing weight, I saw self-esteem, you know, and, you know, they came in, their heads are down, they're concerned about they just had a baby, and then at the end of the 3 months, they're like, wow, I can face the world. And that was, I think I took that for granted, you know, watching their reaction was mind-blowing to see the transformation in just 3 months, you know.
So it's a 3-month program.
Well, the body morph is 3 months because that one is combined with weights. So you do weights, and you have Dr. Batson, who is Yvonne Batson, top nutritionist. She works with the people for 3 months to help them with their nutrition needs. So they do blood tests before. So we do, we've been workshopping this very quietly. Wow. Yeah, so we do blood tests before. So you do your cholesterol, your glucose, and your blood pressure and so on. Those results are given to Dr. Batson, and she adds like the visceral fat tests and BMI, BFI, and so on. And she gives you the 3-month nutrition plan to work on. So Laura Dorich, our media colleague, she has been following it. And you know Laura. I looked at her picture last night. I was like, Laura! You know, yeah. So
now this is
exciting.
And it's fun because it's you're going to a dance class as opposed to just regular exercise, which could be so tedious and boring.
Can I just say very excitingly that Export TT, I went to them, and when they heard about it, they said, wow, Lisa, no, we need to be part of this. So they are supporting us in getting, it's an export product now, right? So Sokafit France, they go crazy. The classes there, and each country takes it and makes it their own. They cannot deviate from what the system is. I'm very strict about that.
Yes.
But they can certainly make it their own. And what we do, LaShawn, we would create a dance move. So we have the Guada for Guadeloupe. We have the Vula Vula. Well, South Africa is in everybody's top of mind now with Black Panther, right? Yes. So some of the moves that you see, we incorporated with our moves, and we have Canada has its own move. Because what we have is super coaches in each territory, and these are persons who are authorized to create moves along with LaShawn.
So you teach about nutrition as well, so it's not just, I'm just coming to a class.
Yeah, well, that's if you do the body morph program.
Oh, okay. So you have options, different options. What are some of the packages?
So you have the Sokafit that you just go to class and you do Sokafit twice a week, 3 times a week, however you want to do it. But you also have the body morph, which allows you to do nutrition and weights, and that's a 3-month program. We have the Sokafit school tour. So this is what probably Curtis and they were talking about. Bishops, Anstey, I have to give them a plug. Bishops, Anstey, and Trinity College East approached us last May, and said they want to use Sokafit for their CAPE exams. They have to organize an event, a sporting event for their CAPE exams, and they want to do an inter-school challenge. So they have 11 schools on March 23rd competing against each other at their school.
Can media houses compete?
Yeah. Oh, compete. I thought you were going to say can media houses cover it. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, and I was blown. I said, Sokafit? They said, yes, we want to use Sokafit. So we've been working with them, and they're setting it up. We're not getting involved. I don't believe I should do their work for them. But they've been organizing their thing, set up their little Facebook page and their Instagram. So, yeah.
So what is next for Lisa Wickham? Do you have any projects?
Yes. Well, you know, I'm working on a passion project. This is the first time for so long, because Home Again came. We did Home Again with Tatiana Ali, and I was in and out, you know. Girlfriends Getaway, in and out. Tyler Perry model. Home Again is studio model. And but I'm working on this passion project about Ulrich Cross, who is an honored Trinidadian. He was a diplomat. He was the first, the most decorated West Indian RAF fighter pilot. He's sat on a number of boards, and what the world doesn't know is that he was one of the Pan-Africanists. He worked alongside Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana. I mean, Africa is calling me for some reason. So we have a film that was shot in Ghana, England, Trinidad and Tobago, and Canada, starring people like Geoffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and so on, yeah? And a number of Ghanaian actors. So it's finishing and completing that. So that's been shot. Coincidentally, post-production is being done in South Africa. So while I was there, I was able to visit the post-production studio, the refinery. So I think bringing that to the public later this year, that's one of the big goals that I'm looking forward to. And then just one of my dreams is really to be that bridge between Africa, the Caribbean, and probably North America, but particularly Africa and the Caribbean. I would love to see African content showing on this part of the world and our content showing on their side of the world, because it's so similar. You know, we already have East Indian content here, and everyone's excited about that. But when I see, I mean, they have television stations that run 100% 24-hour local content back to back, you know, and great content, and I think we will enjoy as well. So that's one of my dreams.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Definitely a pleasure having you on set with us, and we really look forward to having you.
I enjoy your interviews.
Thank you so much. I'm so particularly interested in that buko pushback. That's what it is. You'll have to show me. You'll have to show me that. I've been chatting with the one and only Lisa Wickham. Such a pleasure to have her on board, talking to us about Sokafit and so many other exciting things.